Hello everyone, it's Sydney or Autumn Plains, and welcome back to the channel. If I sound a little off, I did catch the cough, but I feel a lot better now, thankfully. For today's video, I'll be doing a different kind of take on a pumpkin patch in front of my rep's house. I went ahead and took some inspiration from aesthetic pumpkin patches on Pinterest, but I also took inspiration from the autumn fairs and patches that my mom took me to as a kid. I really loved the hay rides, picking out pumpkins to take home and carve, all of the smells, and just general autumnal decor. So I guess we have my mom to thank for my fall obsession. Thanks, Mom. With all of us being sick of this heat and being ready for fall, I want to start posting more heavily influenced autumnal content. I also want to mention that for the cul-de-sac shape thingy, I got inspiration from an island that Shannon, aka QB Crossing, toured last year. Hello, Henry. Can you leave, please? I'm sorry. I love you. Thank you. Get out of here, Henry. Thank you. Anyways, I'll put a link to the tour video and to the island creators' socials in the description below. I would definitely recommend watching the tour since the island has changed since. Henry just wants to be a star today. He won't leave. I guess that's okay. With all of my rambling out of the way, let's go ahead and get started on the build. I'm starting out with laying out some of the in-game paths to get an idea of where I want to start placing the main focus points of this build, being the house and the scarecrow standee. And now that I decided on the placements, I'm laying down some custom code paths. When I was originally planning this, I was going to have the dirt path be one big cul-de-sac without the change in shape in the middle. But I needed more room to place items where the player character can, still fit behind the standee and, kind of take cute little pictures back there amongst all the pumpkins and stuff. Now I'm placing the main items I plan on using around that standee, so lots of pumpkins, since this build is supposed to be a pumpkin patch. And I also wanted to include things like the festival garland, which I really don't get to use often, and the destination signpost. I wanted those to make it seem like this area has been decorated for visitors. I'm placing my house now that I have the other focal point figured out for the most part, and I will have to admit I needed to time travel to place and replace my house, and you'll see that I customized it to the log exterior as well. Throughout this video, you will see that I'm changing and switching out the items in the middle quite a bit. I didn't have a clear vision of how I wanted this area specifically to look. The image in my mind was kind of fuzzy. Normally, outside of this game and whatnot, I can picture things in my head pretty clearly or almost clear. Animal Crossing, though, I have a hard time picturing something exactly as it'll look in the game. This is why I think it's personally best for me to just build, place, and then change it if I don't like it. By the way, how do you all picture things in your head when it just comes to your everyday life? As I said before, I see things usually pretty clearly, which is why I normally don't like watching scary films, because then I can picture it back in my head almost perfectly and then I can't sleep. So let me know how you see things in your head. On another side note, you can press A at the standee and you can make faces while you're taking pictures. I'm taking a break from the scarecrow area and adding in the actual in-game growing pumpkins. Also, I'm just full of confessions today. Trying to place the in-game dirt path next to the custom code dirt path, trying to get it to look like that took so much longer than it needed to, especially since I've done this before on my island. I couldn't decide which fence I wanted to use towards the log cabin / farm cabin, whatever you want to call it. I thought maybe the country fencing or the corral fence would be nice, but Harv's fence is superior. I'm glad we got that in the game to use. It's time to plant the pumpkins in their little area. I try to alternate colors and placement, and I use things like flowers and weeds to add a little variety. I'm making some diagonal fencing using the spooky fence with the hedge placed right behind it. If you noticed the trees, I did go into November instead of October. I ended up falling in love with how my sunken neighborhood, which is next to this, and this build looked with the grass and the tree colors. You also probably noticed in my intro that the paths were different too. I have a thread of creator codes on my Twitter. I'll link my card below so that way you can easily find those. I can't keep mentioning hayrides without making something here just for that. And maybe I will find any excuse to use the wheat fields, even though they're a pain to place. I felt like the back of this needed some attention, so I put in the giant vines in their brown color to kind of be taller versions of the decayed tree in the distance. To finish off this build, I terraformed this bit of cliff in the back of my house, put in some more of those giant vines, and lots of trees to really fill this in with some nature. Thank you all so much for joining me on this build today. It was a whole lot of fun to make this one, and I can't wait to make more. If you enjoyed this one, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to click the bell to be notified anytime I post here on the channel. To see what I'm doing on my other social media platforms, that card link I mentioned earlier will be in the description for your convenience. Thank you again, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!